witnessed Karbala, people who witnessed the event of Karbala, they were eyewitnesses. So they knew the Karbala has happened. And amongst the eyewitnesses, you had the people who are for the Ahlul Bayt and people who are against the Ahlul Bayt. So people who are telling about the Karbala narrative, in the times when the Karbala happened, there were people who could narrate it, but as the time passes on, passes on, you find that then the historians, then they narrate from the eyewitnesses, and then this whole chain of, just like hadith. Now, hadith sharif and tarikh are totally different. I'm going to really make it very short. So there is a special genre in historical writing which is called maqatil, or it's called maqtal. Maqtal basically means a place where somebody dies, or the time that somebody dies. But technically now it means the story of somebody's killing, or somebody's martyrdom, or somebody's killing. So that's called maqatil, so maqtal. So they are monographs. And maqatil are generally from eyewitnesses. Maqatil are generally the accounts, prepared from eyewitnesses. So that's called, just like maghazi, you have the special genre where Huzur Pak Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam's battles and ghazwat. So special genre is maghazi. Similarly, you have the special of maqatil, so maqtal. Now, this has been preserved. Now, let me just quickly detail something for you. It's been recorded, so even though it doesn't make sense to a lot of maybe here, but it could make sense to other people, inshallah. So, maqtal. Now, the monographs, the maqatil, the accounts of the story of Karbala and how it happened. For example, today, we think Karbala happened on the 1st of Muharram. No, it didn't. Karbala happened at the end of Dhul Hajj. No, at the end of Rajab. I think end of Rajab. It happened when Yazid ibn Muawiyah, may Allah's curse be upon him, and he's written a book on his curse. May the curse be upon him. When he became the ruler, he sent a letter to Medina to Walid ibn Uqba, and then Walid then demanded politely, because he wasn't as bad as Marwan. So Walid demanded the allegiance from 4 people. The letter said 4 people: Abdurrahman ibn Abi Bakr, Abdullah ibn Umar, Hussein ibn Ali, and Abdullah ibn Zubair. Do you see how Yazid is demanding from the Khulafa's awlad? But the idiot didn't know that Abdurrahman ibn Abu Bakr died before. Even though that's his knowledge, that he didn't even know that the son of Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq died before. So the remainder was Abdullah ibn Umar. And Abdullah ibn Umar, by the way, I'm just mentioning, in Fathul Bari, Sahih Bukhari, Imam ibn Hajar Asqalani, whenever he reports something in his Fathul Bari, he makes sure that it's Sahih or Hasan. He says that before Yazid actually became the Khalifa, the ruler, Hazrat Abdullah ibn Umar was sent 100,000 dinar or dirham. And they gave it to him. And he goes, what's this for? This is Fathul Bari. And he realized that he's being bribed. So when Yazid's father dies and Yazid comes to power, then Abdullah ibn Umar does his bay'ah. And Hazrat Abdullah ibn Umar says, Inna dini idhan la rakhis. That today my deen has become very cheap. And these people, what they did was they put jasus to Hazrat Abdullah. So you know what I'm trying to say? This whole movement of bribery was going on. So he asked all these people. Hazrat Abdullah ibn Umar wasn't there at the time. Abdullah ibn Zubair was there, and Imam Hussein was there. Abdullah ibn Zubair, he realized he quietly at night from other paths went to Mecca, and he totally avoided it. Only Hussein was left. Hussein, he went and he goes, people like me don't do the bay'at of people like you. So that's the whole narrative. Inshallah, one day I will go 5 days, exactly the whole narrative of Karbala as it is. So, Maqatil genre. So, Maqtal, the very first Maqtal, you know, when we read the biographies, the history books, we find that the first Maqtal of Imam Hussein. I mean, look, Sayyida Zainab, Salamullahi alayha, is a witness to it. Imam Zainul Abidin alayhi salam is the witness to it. You know, Uqba ibn Sam'an, who was, you know, he is a witness to it. So there are witnesses that, so the first Maqtal was written by Asbagh ibn Nubata, radiallahu anhu. He was, in times of Imam Ali, he was in charge, he was his DG of police, you know, in Kufa. So he died within the first 100 years, I presume when I was working out, around about 80 after Hijrah he died. He wrote the first Maqtal. Bukhari, Muslim were not written by then. This is 150 years before that. So Asbagh ibn Nubata wrote the Maqtal of Imam Hussein. Then there's a guy called Jabir ibn Yazid. He wrote a Maqtal. He died in 128 after Hijrah. Then there's Ammar ibn Muawiyah. He died in 133. He wrote a Maqtal of Imam Hussein, like the story of Karbala. And then there was Iwana ibn Hakam. He died in 147. Then is Abu Mikhnaf, Maqtal of Abu Mikhnaf. Abu Mikhnaf, he died in 157. I just want to stop here, Abu Mikhnaf. Abu Mikhnaf, his his grandfather's name was Mikhnaf bin Sulaim. He was a Sahabi of the Prophet ﷺ, and he also was a companion of Hazrat Ali alayhi salam. Abu Mikhnaf, Maqtal is available, you know, published. It's a very detailed. He's got 40 eyewitness accounts, I think, or something like that. Now, when we mention Abu Mikhnaf, the easy way, you know, in today's world, it's very easy for people because they can't hazming, you know, they can't digest the whole thing. So they say, oh, Shia. It was very easy to say. It's very easy for people to say Abu Mikhnaf was a Shia. That's what they say. Abu Mikhnaf was a Shia. But that's pathetic and that's nonsense. There's no evidence for it. Look at it this way. Have you ever heard, Qibla Shah Ji, of any Shia writing Maqtal of Hazrat Usman Ghani? No. Abu Mikhnaf also wrote the Maqtal of Hazrat Usman radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. Umar ibn Shabba, for example, reports from his Maqtal of the tribulations of Hazrat Usman Ghani. Changa bhai ye Rafzi Shia hai ke ye to aur kal mein karna hai. Abu Mikhnaf also, Hazrat Imam Muhammad bin Hassan al-Shaybani, who is Sahibain. You know the two great Imams of Hanafis, Imam Azam Abu Hanifa, then Imam Hassan al-Shaybani, then Abu Yusuf, Qazi Abu Yusuf. Imam Hassan Shaybani directly reports from Abu Mikhnaf. Al-Mustadrak of Hakim, and he says, Muhammad, Ibn Hassan al-Shaybani an Abi Mikhnaf. So it's reliable according to him. Imam Abu Bakr, Ibn al-Faqih, he's called Ibn al-Faqih, he writes in his Kitab al-Buldan about the pride of the Kufans over the Basrans. And he goes, Minna, from us is as-sikatul mu'tamad. From us is the authentic, the most trusted Abu Mikhnaf. Fathul Bari, Imam Ibn Hajar Asqalani. You know, Abu Mikhnaf to history is what Imam Bukhari is to hadith. Abu Mikhnaf is the greatest historian of that time. Just like Imam Bukhari is the greatest muhaddis of the time. I tell you a story. Imam Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani in Fathul Bari is a great hadith scholar. Everybody knows him. Chahe wo Salafi or Hanafi or whoever, Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani, everybody says, right? In there's a dispute. There's a dispute between the dates. One of the dates is given by Hazrat Imam Bukhari, and the other date is given by many other people, and one of the dates is given by Abu Mikhnaf. Do you know what Ibn Hajar Asqalani says? فَالْمُعْتَمَدْ مَا قَالَ Abu Mikhnaf. And he goes, the most correct and trustworthy opinion is what Abu Mikhnaf had said. He prefers his date over Imam Bukhari. Because he knows that Abu Mikhnaf is the greater historian, Imam Bukhari is a hadith scholar. Abu Mikhnaf is a historian. So he wrote this, and the king of historians is Al-Madaini. He died in 215. He reports from him. Al-Madaini, Ibn Sa'ad, 230 reports from him, 230 Hijrah. Imam At-Tabari, Ibn Jarir, died in 310. Balazuri reports from him, 270 after Hijrah died in. Al-Kharaiti reports from him, he died in 327. Umar ibn Shabba reports from him, he died in 262. Then Imam Hakim, Abu Nu'aym al-Isfahani, Imam Ibn Abdul Barr, the great stalwarts of Islam, of Ahl Sunnah, all reporting from Abu Mikhnaf. And now these people, who's on the 9th of Muharram, on their TV channel, instead of talking about Karbala, they're talking about Faizan Amir Muawiyah. They are saying Abu Mikhnaf is Shia. So this is a historian. The next after Abu Mikhnaf is Hisham al-Kalabi. He died in 204. And then al-Waqidi, he died in 207. Syed Anwar Shah Kashmiri, rahmatullah alayh, in his commentary, he defends al-Waqidi. And that's another story. And then Nasr bin Mazahim, then Madaini. So these are Madaini, 215, he is the king of historians. Now these historians, some of their books are extinct. But what happened is that the later generations, like Imam, Khalifa bin Khayyat, Al-Balazuri, Al-Dinavari, Al-Yaqubi, Al-Tabri, Ibn Asim, Al-Mas'udi, who's a family of Hazrat Abdullah bin Masud. Al-Masudi ko bhi Shia kehte hain. They say, oh, Mutazila Shia, but what's your evidence? Look at the whole book. He says, Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, Hazrat Umar al-Faruq radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. He doesn't say anything to them. He praises for them. That's why if you read Tabqat al-Shafi'ah, Imam Subki, he knows more about his Shafi and he is full of praise of Mas'udi, and he says, what a great scholar. There's no mention of Shia, none of that. What I'm trying to tell you, this world is, people are playing politics with Deen and Islam. Our Deen is corrupted because the politics have entered into it. And this is what's going on around you in social media. So Maqatul Talibin al-Isfahani, and by the way, al-Isfahani belonged to the family of Banu Umayyah. So Allah Ta'ala, jite bhi banda, changa banda har jagah ho sakta. Yeah? And then finally, Maqtal al-Khwarizmi, Imam Muwaffiq ad-Din al-Khwarizmi. I'm finishing now. I'm finishing 5 minutes, 3-4 minutes. So I'm sorry I didn't relate the event of Karbala, because I thought that inshallah at some point, but these are some essential elements that you need to learn. Imam al-Khwarizmi wrote Maqtal of Hussein. Maqtal Hussein by Imam al-Khwarizmi. Maqtal Manaqib, and Khwarizmi, the most authentic book on the biography of Imam Azam Abu Hanifa radiyallahu ta'ala anhu is Manaqib Abi Hanifa by Imam al-Khwarizmi. Jami' al-Masanid, where this Imam Khwarizmi collected all the asnad of Imam Azam Abu Hanifa. The book is called Jami' al-Masanid. The same Hanafi, Hanafi or Change Hanafi son, Jami' al-Masanid. The same Imam then writes Maqtalul Hussein al-Khwarizmi, and he gives isnad. He gives isnad with it. So, can you just see that when Imam Khwarizmi tells you something about Imam Azam Abu Hanifa, then it's fine. When Imam Khwarizmi tells you about Hazrat Imam Hussein, then it's not fine. That's a bit hypocrisy, right? So I'm in my conclusion today of the whole, very briefly, the Rasul Pak sallallahu alaihi wasallam has, the Quran says that the Prophet can tell you the news of the future. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us the news of the future from immediately during his time, after his time, immediately Khulafa Rashidun and so on, until Qiyamah. And amongst those foretold news is Sahih Hadith, authentic narrations for the maqtal of the brutal martyrdom of Imam Hussein. And Rasulullah cried upon listening to this, that Hussein will be martyred. Now, the story of Karbala is preserved in our